everyone, it's Deanna,
Aaron,
and Celeste, and you're catching up on this week's episode of Two Brunettes and A Gay
on the podcast. Good morning, Adelaide, and welcome to your Saturday brunch with Two Brunettes and A Gay, also known as Deanna, Celeste, and Aaron. And as you can tell, the gay is back in the house.
The gay has returned.
We had a really nice week without you, actually.
Oh, I had a fabulous week without you as well. It was great. It was nice to have a break last week. But look, I was doing something more important than this show last week.
How dare you?
It was actually a paid gig.
What's that like?
Yeah, you know, it's so nice, Celeste. You know, it makes you be able to eat.
Love that for
Food
you.
on the table.
Food on the table.
Or in your circumstances, drink.
A wine on the table, absolutely. No, I was off performing with the Southern Cross Symphony Orchestra for a Rocket Man orchestrated last week at Her Majesty's Theatre. It was a phenomenal show, and I just want to say a huge thank you to Warwick for having me again with this amazing production, because it's so special to be able to perform with a symphony orchestra.
That's awesome.
Like it's
cool.
Such an experience, and we had a great turnout. It was a great show, and I didn't miss you one bit, ladies.
Oh. How could you miss us? Because we did see you during the week. We've had a big week of events.
We have actually, yes.
The opening night of Illuminate Adelaide on Tuesday night. So we went to the Adelaide Botanic Gardens and took a stroll around the Botanic Gardens for night visions, which was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
Incredible. It was, I think, because last year was the fire, and they're back to lights again in Botanic Gardens.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. I reckon they've upped their game this year. We went a couple of years ago, Deanna, remember?
Yeah, we did.
And we saw the lights.
We don't want to spoil what's going on there. Obviously, go and see it for yourself. Again, support Adelaide events. You know how big we are on that. But when you walk in and the first thing you see is this, really creepy face.
Yes.
It's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
Sets the tone.
It does set the tone. I don't know if creepy is the right word.
I don't know. It's gigantic, though. There's a creepy face lit up in a tree.
That poor person that they're projecting, the face is being projected,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder who it is.
I wonder who... We should look into that.
I don't know that we can find that out.
Brilliant event. And then last night, Aaron, we couldn't join you, unfortunately.
Yes.
But you had the opening of a special little bar at 2KW, Black Ruby.
Black Ruby Rooftop. It was beautiful. There was great cocktails. There was amazing music playing, great food. And I really missed you guys there because you would have loved it. It was really, really, awesome.
Up at 2KW, obviously.
Up at 2KW. And, open bar. So, of course, open Aaron.
Aaron was there.
You were on fire.
I was on fire last night. I got the dance floor started, I have to say. And also, do you know what happened to me last night?
What?
Oh, my God. I got to meet one of my idols.
Your idols?
One of my idols.
Who?
So, do you guys remember Big Brother, the original Big Brother?
Yeah.
Back in the early 2000s here in Australia?
Yes.
Wait, are we talking first season or second season?
We're talking first season, the OG Big Brother, right?
All right.
I got to meet the original winner of Big Brother here in Australia. His name is Ben. I think it's Ben Williams. I don't know his last name.
Obviously, you're not that big a fan. You don't even know his last name.
But the funny thing is, though, because I'd had a couple of cocktails, so first of all, let me just paint the picture. So I'm standing there with obviously Jake and Brenton.
Yes.
Amazing
Our
dates last night.
Thank
you so much for being beautiful dates. And thank you for afterwards too. And and so I'm standing there. I'm like, this guy looks familiar. I reckon he looks like the Big Brother guy.
Yeah.
And they had no idea who I was talking about. So I actually Googled. I'm like, is this guy? And I tried to look at a picture now versus then. They're like, yeah, it kind of looks like him. Anyway, I went up to a friend and I said, is that the guy that won Big Brother? She goes, yeah, it is. Do you want to be introduced to him? I was like, oh my God, yes. So anyway, I get introduced to this guy, the loveliest man. He's so beautiful, and he's like a fine wine, I tell you. And because I'd had a couple of cocktails, I was telling him how much of a crush I had on him when I was a teenager. And do you know what was the most funniest part? I said, do you know what it was about you, Ben?
What?
It was your sideburns.
Oh,
I'm a sideburns, but I love a good sideburn.
Really?
I think
Back in the early 2000s?
Oh, yeah, the spiky hair and the sideburns, it just got me going. So
the flavour saver?
Flavour saver. So, yeah, well, look, after all these years, teen Aaron is just, bewildered with the people that he meets later on in life. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I'm so happy you had that experience, Dolls. That's wonderful.
So I had one hell of a morning on Monday, and look, I don't like to buy into the whole it's a bad day and so bad things just continue to happen. But I did get one of those days on Monday, and I was like, why? What have I done?
Why are you trolling
Not
me?
today, Satan. Not today.
One of my favourite lines. I love it.
So I was at the gym as my usual morning
starts off.
routine.
You were at the gym in the morning?
What?
No.
Shock.
Aaron,
Everyone settled down.
I've never heard that before in my life.
Right, I was at the gym, usual routine. I was doing whatever, weightlifting, and I put my phone down on one of the machines, and I went to grab my towel.
Yep.
I'd accidentally put my towel underneath it, so went to grab my towel, dropped my phone. I had bought a new phone case 2 days before, so here I'm thinking, I'm well protected, right? I'm looked after. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Okay, pick up my phone from the ground. Oh, hold on a minute. My entire screen from the time down is now white.
Ugh.
And I was like,
You were like, I'm dying.
no, I
The
was like,
white
okay,
screen of death.
it's fine. I'll just try and turn it off and turn it back on.
Yep.
You know? So I turned it off,
Yep.
turned it back on.
Yep.
Screen was still white. And I was like, hold on a minute. Have I actually done some damage here? Have I done... There was no visible damage on the phone. There was no crack in the screen. As far as you could see, the phone didn't look damaged, but the screen had other ideas.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, this is fine. I will just have to get it fixed. I'm sure it will be an easy fix. Continued on my workout.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm on my way home and I thought to myself, I've got to work today. How am I going to manage the schedule with everything else I needed to do? I thought, you know what? Beautiful. I'll just ask my husband. He's on the road today with his work. I'll just say to my husband, Jake, would you mind taking this somewhere? Go get it fixed. Excellent. Not a problem. Get home with my plan in mind. I'm a planner, right? Park the car in the driveway, go to get out of the car, and go in my house because we park at the back at my house.
Yep.
Go to open my back door. Oh, hold on. My back door is locked. Now, I don't take keys to my house when I leave.
Oh, so
What?
you just use the roller door remote. and
I
that's
use
it.
the roller door remote.
But you
I
don't
go
have a
in.
set of keys with you?
I didn't that time. And he's home, right? Because he
so
hadn't
he's
left
home.
yet.
Okay.
He hadn't left for work yet. It was
Right,
early.
okay. Yeah, okay.
So I go to open up and it's locked, which usually if that happens, I would just call him to let him know that
Oh, you don't have your
I'm
phone.
locked out. But I don't have a phone. And so here I am, locked out of my house with no way to contact anyone. And I'm thinking, and he's upstairs in our shower.
They can't hear you.
And I'm like, how am I going to get back in this house?
Oh, no.
How am I going to get his attention? And the morning just spiraled. I was banging on the door. He couldn't hear me.
You
He's
couldn't get
upstairs.
Boo to go and get him, the dog?
No, Boo's upstairs with him.
Oh, so she didn't even come
She's
down
not
to see you. She
interested.
couldn't give a shit.
Guard dog, not a thing. Right? Do you know how I ended up getting his attention?
How?
I got back in my car and I just started beeping my horn.
Your neighbours would have been like, what the hell is
At
this?
like
No
7
concern
something
for
in
the
morning.
neighbours whatsoever.
Nah.
At 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
My neighbours don't like
God.
me anyway. I'm not worried about it. But, and it,
I can
look,
see why.
and bless you, he did hear me and he ran downstairs and he goes, why didn't you just call me? And I was like, you don't understand the morning I've had.
oh my God.
Got the phone fixed. Thank you very much, Apple. Sorted it out. But I was like, how did I land here? And so, you know what? Kicked off one hell of a week.
Yeah, it's not a good way to start a Monday.
I know, but sometimes, yeah, it's like, you know what it is, though? It does happen. Once you are in that, like, for the first thing for the day, and you take the first one, I feel like you're a little bit surprised. You're like, oh, okay, that's really shit.
Yeah.
And then the next thing happens, and then it compounds, and your frustration compounds with it. By the end of the day, you're like, by afternoon, you're like, I'm going to bed. Let's call it a day. So,
Do you buy into the if one bad thing happens, then the rest of the day is kind of off track?
Oh, 1,000%.
You definitely do, aren't you? You're cynical bitch.
It's the typical, rolling out of bed on the wrong side of the bed. Like that analogy. It's all downhill from there.
And it's all downhill from here.
And that was Katy Perry with Woman's World. Katy Perry was recently here, ladies, in Adelaide. Did you get to see her at all?
No, I missed
You
that.
didn't get to go to that show?
I have been to see her before, though.
Have been
You
to
had-
her
yeah,
hair
yeah.
show
See her
before.
before?
Yeah,
Yeah,
last
yeah,
time
she
she
was
was
I
here.
never got to see her, but yeah, a
No,
bit
she
of a
was
shame.
good. Her
But
concert was good.
good old
One
Katy
minute
Perry.
she's in space, the next minute she's in Adelaide.
How'd
Is
she
there a
do it?
difference?
I don't know.
It's not the end of the world, but you can see it from there. Now, so let's actually, continuing on from the last segment, I just wanted to check. Did you put your phone in rice to fix it at all?
I haven't tried that.
You didn't try that?
Don't obviously need
Isn't
to try
that
it now. 'cause
only
it
if the phone is in
problem-solved.
liquid?
It's what?
If you get the phone wet, you put it on rice. Not if you just like drop it.
You don't
Oh,
put it
really?
on rice, you
The
put it in rice.
You put it in rice so it absorbs the moisture.
Oh, I thought you just put it in rice for any...
Did you actually think, Aaron, were you today years old when you found out that the rice trick only works if it's in water?
Guilty!
That's not moisture, you banana.
Oh my
that's
God, I'm
fantastic.
so blonde and I'm not even blonde.
Well, speaking of
Jeez.
putting things in water, maybe you should put your friendship in water.
I put it in hot water, actually, to be honest. So I need you guys' opinions because I may have done something in a bit of a hasty kind of mood.
No, that's not.
I was
like
going to
you.
say
And-
never.
And
Aaron,
never.
what?
And it also was after a couple of drinks as well, as I usually do. You know, I get in a bit of a grump. So a couple of weeks ago, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw this. So, okay, it's a friend of a friend, right?
Yeah.
So I follow them on Instagram, or I followed them on Instagram. And this friend of a friend is a hypochondriac. They're always in the hospital. There's always something wrong with them. There's this, that, and the other going. And it's just, it's not interesting to look at, right? You know, just like, and you're like, can you at least put something funny up? Can you at least put something nice up? But every single post was about being in hospital, this, that, the other. So I kind of was like, look, I'm sick of seeing this, you know, this friend pop up. So I unfollowed her. and
As you do.
And I kind of like, I woke up the next morning and went, oh crap, I've unfollowed her. The other element is that I still follow her husband on Instagram.
Okay.
So it's super awkward to say, okay, like I unfollowed her, I follow him, and now I'm kind of regretting that decision because I'm like, maybe that's a pretty asshole move to unfollow them on Instagram. And I don't know what to do. I don't know whether I should refollow her or is it super awkward now? It's been a few weeks. Has enough time passed?
Well,
is there a good excuse I could say to this person?
Does this person think that you still follow them? Like, and do they actively engage with your posts?
Well, she only liked a post of mine like 2 days ago.
Okay, so it would be very awkward if you were to follow her now
Yes.
because she'd be like, I thought we were already friends.
Yes.
Oh, no, you're in trouble.
I'm in deep shit.
You are.
I've done this before.
You should definitely try putting your
I've
friendship
done
in
the
water.
same thing. Oh, you know when you think like somebody hasn't
In rice.
in rice. You know when you think somebody hasn't interacted with your stuff for a really long time and you haven't seen them for a long time and so you think, oh, you know what, like
Get the shits up.
you go through, do you ever go through like your follows list? Get the shits up. You ever go through your follows list and you just do like a little bit of a clean out?
Yeah, a cull.
You know?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're getting the same shit over and over again in your
Yeah.
algorithm, you know, and so you clean it up. And then you unfollow somebody, you think that they would have unfollowed you and then they haven't.
Yes.
It's kind of like, what do you do?
It's awkward.
Do you,
Yeah,
do you re-follow them back, or is that just
I
like
feel
a
like
no-no?
it's awkward to refollow them back. I think it's got to be one of those well-kept secrets that you pretend that you follow them.
Yep.
And if they see that you never like their posts and they bring it up, well, then it's something that you got to deal with. But you can't go follow her now.
No, okay.
No, and actually, I will speak on this because I do have an issue with this. People, like, going on the husband thing.
Yep.
People that will, like when I'm with Jake, will come and say hello to Jake and not acknowledge my presence.
Oh.
That really bothers me. So the fact that you still follow the husband, I don't know. I think I'd cut you if I saw you.
Go pour yourself another bubbles. We'll be back after this.
In a world dominated by screens, finding moments of genuine connection can be challenging. Today we are joined by Ilya, co-founder of the Offline Club, a global movement making its Australian debut at this year's Illuminate Adelaide Festival. Ilya, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. Doing well, thanks.
Tell us about the Offline Club. What is it all about?
It's really all about creating more genuine connections with ourselves, but also with others and the world around us. So we're basically a global movement at this point that brings people together offline, in person.
Beautiful. Okay. And so how did you come up with this concept? Why did you come up with this concept?
Well, the roots of the story lay like 2 to 3 years ago when one of my co-founders and a friend, he went offline as an experiment just by himself in locked himself up in a house in the north of the Netherlands in nature. And he loved it, and I was inspired to do the same, and it felt so freeing to me. And
Yes.
I had so much more space for creativity, for reading, and I felt very calm. I'm living quite a fast-paced life
Yes.
with much time on my screen. And it felt like something I would be interested in. And then the positive benefits really made me think, wow, in today's burnout society where everyone is looking down at their screen all the time and everyone feels like they don't have enough time for themselves, maybe other people can use this too. So we started organizing offline weekends, which then led eventually last year into the offline club.
That's so cool. And, it's so true because, I mean, I feel like our generations, people in their 30s and maybe over in that generation where, like, we remember the time before having a phone permanently attached to us all of the time. And I don't know, like, sometimes I go through these stages where I just want to throw it away. Like,
Yes.
I just don't want people, buzzing me. So I think this is such a really great concept. How many parts of the world have you done this in now?
Mainly in Europe,
Okay.
but we also had events in Dubai, and then this time at Illuminate Adelaide is the first time in Australia. So we're very excited for it, and it feels super surreal.
That's incredible. So tell us about Illuminate. What events have you got here at Illuminate in Adelaide?
So we're here for 2 weeks. We've got the first one today at the Pier, and then we've got 2 other of our regular, like classical events, which are offline hangouts, in which people come together at a cafe, like a retro style cozy cafe, where people can unplug together and calm down and slow down and be creative, and then afterwards connect. And then we've got 2 bigger events. For example, tomorrow at Paper Shell Farm, which is an almond farm, with live music and vinyls as well. And then the last one is on the 13th at Lumen Bar. And it's all about coming together to, be in touch with yourself and others.
And do you find, obviously, do you find the behavioural changes with that? Obviously, everyone's offline, so everyone's connecting more. Do you feel that people seem more relaxed? Do you actually see
Yes.
it quite clearly, obviously,
Yes.
those changes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You see people coming in usually quite rushed or maybe a bit shy because they're a bit anxious of what's going to happen. And then we immediately welcome them with open arms. We take their phones. That's the first thing we do, of course. And then during the event, we start with time to connect with yourself, which is in silence. So you don't have your phone with you. So the feedback we often get is also like after 15 minutes already, people feel their breathing slowing down, that they're finally have access to their own thoughts, which they haven't had for a long time.
Your nervous system starts to settle.
Right, exactly.
Because we're constantly, people don't realise, things like phones and lights and technology, we're digesting that. Our kidneys, our liver, everything. Our body's processing this all of the time. So for some people, it would probably be the first time that they realise, oh, this is what it feels like to be, in my normal state.
Exactly. It's like one time I heard a metaphor which is like, when you turn the fridge off and only then you realize it's been on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
the
kind of what
humming
it feels like.
noise. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're constantly distracted all the time, right? And constant dopamine shots. And when you only take a short break from that already, you can feel the difference.
Yep.
And what I also just always observe is how people interact with each other so easily. We really want to be a space where talking to strangers is the norm.
Yep.
Yes.
And you can see that, and people leave with big smiles on their faces and the contact numbers of new friends, potentially.
And it's a good mix too, because we were talking just off the air about, I guess, that it's not permanently being offline, obviously.
Right.
We're talking about the benefits of being offline, but you still, I guess, balance it out somehow.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not against technology or against social media. We're about finding a healthier relationship with your phone and with your digital devices. So just you don't always have to eat healthy, or you don't always have to go to the gym 24/7. It's about finding that balance.
Celeste is a gym 24/7 person.
Right.
Yes, that's a great. I love that concept. It's great.
And do you tend to find there's certain demographics that attend your events, or everyone kind of comes to do it?
Everyone comes. It is mainly between 25 and 40 years old, though. So Gen Z, millennials.
Yep.
I think everyone is interested in the concept, and everyone knows they need it or want it. But I think just the tendency for this demographic to come also attracts more of that demographic, and maybe the older or the younger people then feel okay, well, I don't have the same people, the same age group, so then they stop coming for our regular events in Amsterdam, for example.
Yeah, gotcha. And so where do you plan to take the offline club next? What are the big plans for what you've created?
Everywhere.
Everywhere? Worldwide?
Worldwide, yeah, absolutely. So we are actually already in Milan in Italy.
Oh, great.
And
How awesome.
yeah, we want to go to Rome next year, and then so we're in different cities in Europe, like some major cities in Europe right now, and then hopefully next year to the States, and Australia, and we really hope to create a global network of local communities where the offline club is really people's third place. So not just an event they go to, but really like a community they feel like they belong to, like their go-to spot to disconnect.
I love that. That's great.
It sounds like something that all three of us also need to do. So definitely
Three
something.
phones and 2 screens.
Definitely something for all of us to do. The Offline Club is going to be at the Illuminate Adelaide Festival from Saturday 5th today till Sunday 13th of July. Various locations, lots of fun and amazing activities to do during the festival. Please check out the Offline Club. Ilya, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me. You should come to our events.
We would love to come to your events. We look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Go pour yourself another bubbles. We'll be back after this. All right, let's bring it back. Marriage squabbles.
You and Mark, man.
Oh, look, I love that I'm airing my dirty laundry here on the radio.
Your
I tell
marriage
you,
grievances.
my marriage grievances, and I'll probably end up in divorce after a few of these, probably. I tell you, it's a risk. But it's a risk I'm willing to take, ladies. Because this marriage squabble in particular, I tell you, right? So I'll tell you, it happened today.
Oh.
It's fresh.
So this is a fresh squabble.
It's a fresh squabble.
So you're already still like kind of pissed about it.
Hold on. Are we in the current squabble? Is the squabble in continuation?
The squabble is active.
Ah, so it has not been resolved at this moment in time.
It's not inactive, it's active. And I wanted to air this grievance with you because I want to see if you're Team Aaron or Team Mark, as we did the previous marriage squabble segment. So, I get up this morning, I have my breakfast, and then I went to go have a shower. Now, it's okay. Where do I start? I go into the bathroom and I turn the shower on and I just all of a sudden just like jumped. I was like, oh my God, what's that? There's a dead cockroach in the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay?
That happens sometimes.
I'm like, okay, maybe it just came in. Maybe it had a heart attack when it saw me naked. Who knows? Like, you know, it's just a lot of people do.
Likely.
Like, not in the good way. They're like, oh my God, is that what he looks like? So I went up to Mark and I'm like, oh, there's a dead cockroach in the bathroom. He goes, yeah, I killed it yesterday.
No, Mark!
I was like, and you didn't remove it from the bathroom?
Wait, so, okay, was he not removing it because he didn't want to pick it up or because he was waiting for you to do it?
No, so he did not want to pick it up. Now, I said to him, mate, there's a dustpan in the pantry. Just go and freaking get the dustpan and put it outside.
Oh, Mark, you're not helping yourself here.
Why would you leave a disgusting, dead, freaking cockroach on the bathroom floor? It's not even in the laundry. On the bathroom floor right next to the bath and the shower. Like... what?
Okay, vote. Team Aaron or Team Mark?
All right, so, okay, let's take a vote, ladies.
Team Aaron or Team Mark?
Are you on Team Aaron or Team Mark, Deanna?
Oh, definitely Team Aaron. Mark, you're not helping yourself here. Like, I wanted to be on your side for one of these.
Yeah.
You know, I really did because I feel like we tend to be, but maybe this is why we've all worked together for so long. No, that's disgusting. Like, I know it's annoying. Like, I get it. I get why he was probably just like, ooh, disgusting, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Not, mind you, I'm a vegan. I don't kill cockroaches. I put them outside. And it's a bother, right? It's a bother. But still...
Oh, so even your veganism, like, it relates to insects or roaches?
Yeah, but I don't...
Like
we
infestation.
just don't
Return them
kill
to their
things.
habitat.
Yeah, we just put them back outside.
God, okay. Yeah, right.
You know, but
okay.
at the
But yeah,
very least...
But you would still move it.
Of course. Well, who else is going to... You're just waiting for the other person to do it. That's kind of not fair,
Waiting for the
is it?
cockroach fairy to move it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. There's no fairy. It's funny how some people, when they like leave home, they don't realise there's no fairy, and like you have to be the fairy yourself and clean things.
Well, I am the fairy myself.
Yeah, you seem to be the... Yeah, that's true. That's right.
Celeste, what are your thoughts?
Simple. I am Team Aaron. Mm-hmm. I know you might not have thought I would be, but I am Team Aaron, and I think If this continues, your marriage is about as dead as that cockroach. Top Up Your Cup. We'll be back after this break.
Well, speaking of laziness, I mean, how much can a cockroach? I don't even know what that means. I just wanted to say it. Just wanted to say it. So my laziness, okay, so Mark's lazy, but I'm lazy as well. So
Laziness to a new level.
I'm Lazy Susan. You can call me Lazy Susan. Do you know what a Lazy Susan is?
Yes.
Oh, okay, you just didn't like the joke. Okay,
One of
so,
the things that turns the food around.
yeah, I just turn the drinks around. Anyway, my laziness has reached a whole new level, ladies, and I just wanted to let you know because, so it was my sister's birthday the other day, right?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Tanya.
Happy birthday, Tan.
Good old Tan. Happy birthday. And so I bought her a few presents, and then it got to the day, and we went out for dinner on Monday night. Mm-hmm. And so...
Did you buy her a Lazy Susan?
I was the Lazy Susan. So I wrote on the card, put the card in the bag, and then I went, you know what? I cannot be asked wrapping these presents.
Okay.
So I just chucked them in one of those gift bags and went on my way.
Yeah.
So she did not have to open up any presents. She just got them out of a bag.
Lazy. I thought when you said
perfectly
you were lazy,
acceptable.
No,
Is that acceptable?
totally fine.
Oh, have I been? See, I have had a guilt trip all week
Now-
on my own self,
Really?
thinking that is super, super lazy.
Look, I
as
can't-
presents, you wrap presents up. Like, don't you?
No,
I
if
don't
they're in
know.
a gift bag, that is a form of wrapping.
That is a form. It is a form. Is it a suitable form of wrapping?
It's
Appropriate form of
called
wrapping?
a gift bag.
But then do you have to have the presents wrapped in the gift
Nah,
bag?
you just chuck a bit of tissue on
not
top.
as far as I knew.
A bit of toilet tissue on top.
Bit
and
of
away
tissue
you
on top
go.
and pass it off.
Okay. So I'm not in the wrong here.
No,
okay.
look, we can clear your
Oh,
conscience here
thank
today.
God. I felt really bad about that since Monday, I tell you.
Okay, no, you're
but-
fine there. But I have
yeah.
also taken laziness to a new level this week. I want to know if I took it too far.
Okay.
So during the week,
Yep.
my husband Jake wasn't well,
Yeah.
bit sick, and at about like 7:30 at night, he was like, "I've run out of he'd run out of cough syrup.
Yep. Yeah.
Really quite a bad cough. He
Yep.
has asthma, so it gets quite bad.
Yeah.
And so, rather than go to the shops, because that would take effort,
Mm-hmm.
I thought, you know what? Let's Uber eat some groceries. Right?
Ah.
So went
Smart.
onto my Uber app,
Yeah.
added the cough syrup
Yeah.
and some Hydrolyte,
Yep.
and got it delivered, which
Yeah.
is all well and good, but for 2 items it cost me $33.
Oh my God.
Is that laziness to a new level?
Yeah, it is lazy. I've done that before.
No, but it's
and
cold.
I think that's
Is
super
it
lazy.
there?
But it's cold, though.
Oh, come on. It's literally,
who
you
wants to
have a
go
shopping
out?
centre just down the road from you.
Have you been to my house?
I have been to your... No, I haven't been to your...
Right,
But I
thank
know
you.
where
So
you live. I know where you live, though. Like, that area, there's a supermarket that's just round the corner. You are lazy. $30 is... Yeah. So that's the
Look, I agree. $30 for 2 things,
Oh, it's
$33 is steep.
$30 for 2 things is the cost of laziness, Celeste.
I know, but it's been so I don't know. Yeah, it's tempting to just be like, you know what? The issue is that it's cold, and I don't want to go out and have to pay some money to fix that problem.
So you'd rather spend...
That's the
spend
whole.
an
That's
extra...
literally how business works. You pay people money to fix problems that you don't want to have to deal with. So I just feel like it's part of business.
Well, look, Celeste, all I have to say is that you've made me feel really good about my laziness because yours is on another level.
You're listening to Two Brunettes and a Gay.
I love that. I think that's a really interesting segue into shit advice, that song. It was very,
Philosophical?
wise and philosophical and, now we're going into some shit advice.
We are going into some shit advice. I feel like it's actually been a few weeks since we've done shit advice.
Yeah, and I'm feeling extra shit today, so
Yeah, you look it.
thank you.
No worries.
Okay, here we go. This is an interesting one. I think I'm falling for my coworker, and I don't know what to do.
Aaron, did you write into the show?
Oh, believe me, the people I work with are disgusting.
You might not have a job on Monday.
Listening.
No offence, I wouldn't have sex with any of them.
Oh, okay, right. Well, if you work with Aaron, you're in the clear. Don't worry about that one.
He's not interested in you.
He's not interested. He's not into
Just
it.
kidding.
Okay. He's 43 and I'm 35. And we've become really close over the last few months working on the same team. I've tried to fight the feelings, partly because I know dating someone from work can get messy, but it's getting harder to ignore. The signals are confusing. He usually replies to messages, but not always. I'm the one who reaches out more. I can't tell if he sees me as more than a friend or if I'm just reading into things. Do I say something or do I just stay quiet and wonder?
Oh, no, this is an easy one. Don't shit where you eat.
Really?
Do not, because that's where things get complicated. So, and it's going to make it's fraught with danger. 'Cause
Why?
if things don't work out, there's such an awkwardness of working with this person for the remaining term of your contract that you're going to be walking around the office just trying to ignore them or hide from them. It doesn't sound like he's keen. I reckon he sounds a bit of a douche. So, no, don't shit where you eat. That's my advice.
Completely disagree. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
Oh, Celeste.
So shoot your shot, because you can always find another job.
Oh,
Shoot your shot.
I am prone to shooting my shot
you
most
do.
of the
You
time,
love-
but
you love to
this
shoot a shot.
occasion, I tell you.
But shit doctors, shit Celeste, shit Aaron, doctor. So, she said the signals are confusing. He usually replies to my messages, but not always. I think that means, I don't know, in my personal opinion.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise we opened it up to you.
Yeah, I didn't understand. I didn't know
Okay.
that you had
No,
been educated in shit
I'm
doctory.
asking you. I am. Look, I am.
When did you get your doctorate?
Look, I've been hiding it all these years, but in my opinion, that means if a guy is into you, he does the chasing. No?
Yeah, but that's good advice. This segment's called shit advice.
Exactly. So
Okay,
this is
all
why
right,
you
okay.
have not made
Yeah, I get it. I understand what you're saying.
the shit doctorate
It's
yet.
humbling.
Yeah. No, I say go for it. What have you got to lose? At the end of the day, you can get 1,000 other jobs. And what if he actually is into you and it ends up being the love of your life?
Well, that's very.
Wouldn't he have said something
very
about Aaron?
Right and
But
loving.
you're just not
isn't
at
it?
Aaron's workplace. Apparently everyone there is just frank.
Oh, it's a fright every day. It's a fright. It's
That's that breakfast mimosa talking that you had before the show.
no, it's just the honest truth.
Oh.
I'm just shooting my shot.
Hey everyone, it's Deanna, Celeste and Aaron here, or as you know us, your Two Brunettes and A Gay.
Join the weekend happy hour at a new day and time every Saturday at 11 a.m.
So pour your mimosa for the most fabulous bottomless brunch in town.
Only on Saturdays at 87.6 FM, Radio Italia Uno.